The White Lightning shifter, this is the baddest shifter on the planet. You guys came out with this a couple years ago and you've got more and more applications for it, but this really takes care of some of the shortcomings of the factory shift mechanism so that you can do that spirited driving, shall we say.
Yeah, we really sell a lot of these White Lightnings. The original shifter is good. I think these shifters are great.
Yeah.
They have adjustable spring bias, so you can kind of tune them to the feel of the shift you want. And you know, when you're, if you want to step over to the magic shifter. One of the major differences between a modern transmission with internal shifting and some of the older transmissions is that the shift pattern is very narrow. Not much movement there.
Right.
And of course, you've got you've got 3 gates across. If you try to pull this thing out of second and zigzag it over to third, chances are you're going to miss your gear.
Right.
So you want to be able to take it out of second and put it in third like that and have the springs in the shifter do the work. So you can hit first, second, third, fourth as fast as you can move your hand, and that's a huge advantage on the track or on the street if you want to, you know, whoop up on somebody.
Yeah, this is not a shifter you hold on to.
No.
This is, yeah, and it's funny because you pull it back, but like you said, for third gear, it literally is a just push it.
Right.
And it's weird to get used to that if you're used to an old 4-speed that you got to manhandle. But with this, once you do it, it's like, wow, this thing is magic. And literally you could shift this thing through all the gears way faster than you'll ever need to because your car can't possibly rev that fast.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's cool as hell. So Gray, you have White Lightning applications for everything, literally.
Yeah, pretty much everything Tremec. We have a White Lightning for T5, TKO, T56, Magnum. We have a pretty wide coverage. And one of the new ones that we have out is actually this gizmo here. This is an internal rail offset shifter for a T5. So, you know, a lot of guys want to put a T5 from a Mustang or a Camaro in their street rod. It's a great transmission, but the shifter is way up under the seat. Well, this thing moves the shifter forward. Instead of having to go out and buy an S10 setup and put it on and buy a bunch of parts, you just bolt this on.
What's the price point on one of these?
They're about $450.
Okay, now it's funny because the reason I ask is we're getting ready to work on a project that's going to need one of these, and I looked at the S10 tail housings, and since everybody's trying to buy them, they're a few $100s, okay? Yeah. And because they don't make them anymore.
Right.
So if you spend $200 on them and then you still have the crummy stock S10 shifter, this is a way the better value.
Oh, it is. It shifts just like all the rest of our White Lightnings, and with the offsets, you can put the shifter pretty much anywhere. And again, it's bolt on. You don't have to know anything about a transmission. You take the shifter off with 4 bolts, you stick that on, and it's done.
Yeah.
So for the guy that's got the T5, and he's looking at it going, man, I got to get this shifter forward, but I don't know how to do it. There's no changing pocket bearings or messing around with shift rails. It's just bolt and go. So we're excited about it.